9 to go to ballet school. And then I went on the stage when I was 10, so I didn't have any formal education, which of course left me free to educate myself.
And what steps did you take to educate yourself as a writer? That is,
read. I belonged to the Battersea Park Public not Laboratory, but I say library, Freudian slip. And I read and read and read everything I could lay my hands on.
What books? I mean, what particular authors? I've never known which particular
authors. The first one was a lady called E. Nesbit, who wrote books for children, and Saki. Saki was another of my inspiration, and up to a point, Dickens. I'd read most of Dickens by the time I was 16 or 17, I think. But I was a voracious reader since I was quite young. I wrote a whole book called Vegetable Verse, all about vegetables. It wasn't very good. But I loved writing. I loved rhyming. I've always loved rhyming. And then I wrote some lyrics. Miss Doris Joel wrote an operette called Crissa, which never saw the light of day. I wrote all the lyrics for that. They were rather sophisticated for the story, but nothing was ever seen of it, but it was good practice.
That must lie around in somebody's bottom drawer.
Oh, I should think lower than the bottom drawer. It was not very good. But verse I've always had a passion for. Rhyming, to me, and inter-rhyming is fascinating. The rhyming of a syllable in one word, which fits with another one there. It's like the most intricate jigsaw puzzle. To musical comedies on my birthday treats and things. I never saw a straight play till I'd been on the stage for a year.
You weren't taken around the Royal Shake?
No, the exact opposite. No. The musical comedy, Gertie Miller was our great love, Quaker Girl, all those sort of musical comedies.
Which was the first time you ever went to the theatre?
Well, the first time I ever went to theatre was to see Sinbad the Sailor at Kingston. And I was only about 6 and very angry because I thought it was all going to take place on Kingston Bridge. And as it wasn't, I had to be taken out. So I made a scene. Then the next was the Dairy Maids. I remember being taken to that and a lot of churning went on. That was the Grand Theatre Croydon.
Who was it guided you towards the theatre? Because I feel from that, you weren't particularly stage-struck. You watched these plays as any other child.
I was stage-struck.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. I had a tremendous thing for the theatre. I can't think why, so I was brought up with a lot of music in my family. All the Coward family was very musical. In fact, I had an aunt who was known as the Twickenham Nightingale. She sang very high.
When did you make your first breakthrough into the professional theatre? Or could I even go back?
Yeah.
Were you, in fact, an amateur at all? I didn't think... No. I never feel that you would have been.
No.
From your earliest years, I think.
No.
You really went straight from childhood into the profession.
I was trained when I was very young as a show-off, and I've continued triumphantly until this moment. My guiding light in the theatre, to the theatre, was the Daily Mirror, because it came out and said, an attractive, talented, and handsome boy wanted. And so Mother and I had a brisk conference, and we decided I was talented. Handsome, moot point, but we'd better have a try. And so I went and gave an audition to a lady called Miss Lilla Field. Then I sang a song called Liza M. from the Orchid, and there was no piano. And so Mother la-la'd the chorus for me to do the dance. I had to do the dance. I got the job.
And you rehearsed that with her at home?
You bet I had, yes. The furniture pushed back.
And then after that, what happened? What role did that launch you into?
That launched me into the play of children's fairy play called The Goldfish, which was rather curious. Because in the first act we were all jolly, healthy children, and in the second act we were all fish. And I was Prince Muscle. first line I ever said on the stage was, "Crumbs, how exciting." Now, as a matter of fact, that's not quite true. My first act, which is now singularly, first line, which is now singularly appropriate, was "Hello, Dolly."